Hey penguins, I'm Mali and I love to study, or as the topic of today's video would say, I'm actually a loser because attending school, knowing simple math and having a degree are all very useless skills to achieve the things you want in life.
If you're a young boy and you're in a situation where you're an F student, let me tell you something. You got a bright future, buddy. You see, an A student is the perfect employee. He works for me and he does his job perfectly. A B student, that's my manager. And managers are great, but they're always going to be managers. The C students, now those are business owners. Then you got the D. D is between a business owner and an inventor. It's someone that owns a business but truly wants to invent something, he just doesn't know how to do it. And then you got the F students. The F students are inventors. They're so fucking creative that they couldn't sit in class. They couldn't listen because whatever people were trying to put in their head, they knew it was fucking bullshit.
Okay, so I've been wasting my time? I attended high school for 7 years, adding another 4 years getting my bachelor's, and I'm currently working my so hard-earned corporate job. Okay, this is a problem. What should I do then? Is there a magical answer? Something I can do? Ooh, right, the magical chord that is supposed to cure all of my life problems and suddenly make me a millionaire. Typical content, no? In today's very interesting video, we are going to talk about this very weird flow of random people on the internet who claim that education, school, and in general everything besides e-commerce is a waste of time, in which I will start with, what is this for absolute brain rot? Because in the millennia of my existing soul on this sharing exoplanet we're all living on, this is probably the most annoying video / trend / actual nonsense out there. People who claim that dropping out of school, having a laptop and using Walmart's Wi-Fi are enough to get themselves and the next 3 generations into a lifetime of generational wealth are wrong, sadly enough. Because if it was this easy, all of us would be millionaires or billionaires. Though not trillionaires, though. For generations, the one and only thing that was so privileged to have was education. Not that long ago, and actually still in the modern world, education is still a privilege. Not everyone attends school, not everyone has the opportunity or the finances to go to school. So you sitting your ass on a chair inside of a classroom at school is a massive privilege you don't understand until you lose it. People seem to agree with that statement.
If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school. Because schools teach you things to be not successful. And the biggest one is they punish you for making mistakes. Well, a baby cannot learn to walk unless a baby falls down. Or you can't ride a bicycle without falling off. But if a kid went to school to learn how to walk, a baby, they'd never walk because they'd punish it. Oh, you fell. Bad boy. Bad kid. Bad kid. We fall off your bike. Bad, bad, bad. And most school teachers are poor, because they're afraid of making mistakes. Yeah, I'm not really religious, but it seems to me that God created us to learn by making mistakes. But our schools punish you for making mistakes. The second big mistake schools do is if you cooperate, it's called cheating.
Wait, they don't? Most people who don't use the neurons in their brains tend to say that school is an absolute waste of time, and at the end of the day, you won't become rich because of school. To that, I say I agree to disagree, because the idea that everyone goes to school in order to become rich is simply false. In fact, most people go to school to build things like stability and to gain knowledge, or to pursue a passion that requires education. Denying the value of education altogether? Did the world stop spinning while I was sleeping or something? That's a different story. It's the same mindset as those men who say they prefer uneducated women because they think it's cute. It's not about preference, it's about control. Education gives people independence, but also perspective and the ability to question things. In which I think then we can all agree that at least a little bit that the people who create videos like that might be a titsy bit uneducated, are they not?
If university is so good, why does nobody who graduates university have a McLaren 720S with a Richard Mille on the wrist?
Just a question. Did you fail school in general, or are you failing at critical thinking itself? Because not everybody needs a McLaren 730. As if that wasn't already common sense.
Because university doesn't make you rich. It's to keep you a bot. It's to keep you working normal, crappy corporate jobs. Nobody's happy in their corporate job. No one will ever say, yeah, bro, it's going really, really amazing. I'm enjoying my life. Because it's not meant for enjoyment or living a good life. It's meant just to make your bosses richer. It's a complete waste of time. Unless you're studying medicine or law, quit uni. And that's coming from Hassan.
Okay, so I really hope that you have a good insurance, because I low-key hope that your McLaren 730 is created by a proper engineer that hopefully went to university and, you know, studied the material and got a degree, because else that car is not going to survive it long, man. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying everyone altogether. Believe me, there is nothing wrong with rejecting school. But there is a difference between rejecting school and rejecting education. For example, the way high school works. Many high school students share the opinion that the way we are taught isn't always the best approach, and maybe also what we are being taught. Because yes, you won't probably need to solve for sinus alpha just to get past the traffic light, but you also will not become the next CEO of a gaming company if you don't know an ounce of code.
Unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant, college is a total waste of time. I'm sorry, all the college people and highly educated people with really expensive pieces of paper on your wall. The truth of the matter is there's only 3 people in my life that I care that have a college education, or college at all. A doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant. At the end of the day, man, we have supercomputers in our pockets.
In my very honest opinion, this kind of content should be considered propaganda, because please, everyone, as long as you are living anywhere but the USA and having a degree won't get you into long life debt, just go study. I don't care what you do. Do something, because I want my nurses to have a degree. I want my lawyers to have a degree. Hell with everything. I want my plumbers to have a degree.
The world is run by C students, failed employees, and probably people less smart than you. Don't underestimate yourself. I think you probably could surprise yourself.
The only thing I agree with in this video is the fact that please do not underestimate yourself. I am 100% sure that you will be reaching heights you will have never ever imagined. And that hits people very hard for whatsoever reason. This illusion that C students are the inventors is simply gradually insane, because I don't think I would trust your invention if you can solve the simplest X equation on the planet. High school, and probably almost all high schools, a C student is still a passing student. They are as good as any A or B student out there, because they're not failing. Is this an American thing or something? Because I thought the whole purpose of high school under students is we need to pass. You're aiming to pass your classes and to not shame each other for getting an 80 on physics and the 52 on French. Is that not the case anymore? Actually, there are 2 different students when they see a math equation. Student 1 think it's hard but actually never opened a book, but instead was watching those videos of people selling their life-changing courses and thinking, hey, I don't need school. And then you have students who actually tried to understand the material and study it for the test but still failed. Those are the students that are going to be inventors, because despite that they can do it, they try. You, who doesn't try and just scrolls on TikTok and reposts any Porsche/Ferrari/ I don't care whatsoever video, you are not going to be an inventor unless you're dropping those TikTok reposts right now. But to be honest, I quite understand that the fact that people think like that. If you have dudes like those who are flexing their dad's watch while failing basic math, I mean, if you get this kind of videos on your For You page, then yes, you probably have an excuse for your half-baked arguments. Probably. Oh, but fun fact, most billionaires didn't go to school. Okay, that might be true. So who are you then? Why aren't you a billionaire yet? Where is your villa with 12 pools and 37 bedrooms? I do not see it anywhere, man. Where is it? Actually, most billionaires did go to school and got a degree. Not only that, most of them come from high level, quite extreme and competitive universities. But most people don't talk about that part. They'd rather sell you the fantasy that success is quick and easy and doesn't require structure. Though I think we all know that the truth is way less glamorous. Education doesn't guarantee success, but it builds at least a foundation for it. It teaches you how to think and how to solve problems in general. That's why math exists. To problem solve. If you don't know how to problem solve the simplest basic things inside of math, you are not going to be able to run a business. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Okay? You don't have to be good at math, but you can at least try, and I think people are scared to try out things. Not only that, you need to stay disciplined when things get hard. And those are the exact skills people at the top use every single day. You failing high school is not the end of the world. If you have the motivation and the actual brain cells for it, you will be getting out of the gap. But you failing high school and telling 500,000 people that school is worthless because you failed your chemistry test is an absolute shame. Do you see the pattern that's currently existing? It seems that people do not want to go to school but do want education. If you are going to start a business, then you are going to have to do some research. But wait, you couldn't do the research for your history essay. What makes you think you can do the research for your e-commerce business? And how it all works and how you will start it all up. Where's the logic, people? Oh, but wait, so actually they are denying school but not education. Okay, so they'll spend hours watching videos, taking notes, learning strategies, studying trends, but suddenly when it's all labeled under school, it becomes useless? That doesn't make sense now, does it? The problem is that school doesn't always feel quite exciting, fast, or rewarding right away. And maybe to some people, school probably will never be fully rewarding anyway. And in a world where everything is instant, like views and money, to some people I guess, it's easy to reject anything that takes time. But here is literally the reality. The same patience you avoid in school is the exact patience you'll need in business. You think building a brand is fun every day? Might be to some people, but that doesn't mean it is for everyone. You think learning taxes, marketing, logistics, customer behavior, all of that is exciting? It's not. It's repetitive, sometimes boring, and it takes real focus. To some people, they really like to do it. They like economics in general. But if you don't like economics in high school or in university, there is a big chance that you are not going to like it even in your own business. That people don't like learning. It's that they only like learning when it feels like it is their own choice, when it is packed as something like freedom, when it promises quick results. But we all know that real education, whether it is inside of a classroom or outside of it demands consistency. You can't reject structure and expect success. It doesn't work that way. Because at the end of the day, whether you sit in a classroom or behind a laptop, you're still a student. Whether you are learning quantum mechanics or learning how to clean a place properly, we need almost every job in the job market anyway. Whether you like it or not, you need a doctor as much as you need a teacher. Stay smart, penguins.